Hey there, money and freedom. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 143 of our BU 365-day challenge to do one thing every day that improves us in some way. This month, the month of May, this segment, we are focusing on our financial well-being. And today's topic is money and freedom. Now, this is a fun one to look into. Something I personally work on a little bit off to the side, not as much emphasis as I should give it, because I already believe I am doing kind of what I want, when I want, where I want, with whomever I want, whenever I want, wearing whatever I want. And that was a long time coming. So I want to step back and say, okay, one of the times, and am I really financially exactly where I want, that I have the ultimate freedom? And I would say no. So what's the relationship between money and freedom? The relationship between freedom and prosperity, they've done studies and research on country to country, the amount of freedom and the amount of economic growth and how much money people make and how much, so the connection between freedom and prosperity, blah, 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 blah. My tongue's not working today. So they found that the freer people are, the more an economy grows, and the more an economy grows, the more that everyone in that economy benefits. There have been scientific studies that prove this. And while money can't buy freedom, so to speak, unless you've been kidnapped or something, having enough money to cover your basic needs, to cover your expenses, and to choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, what you want to spend your time on, what you want to be doing, does indeed give us a sense of freedom. It lets us, having enough money to do what we want, when we want, etc., is freedom. So money can help us to have more choices. Personal independence and freedom are more important, and they've done studies on this as well. They being scientists and people much smarter and wiser than me, or who care about and choose to study these things and do scientific experiments on it, that personal independence and personal freedom are more important to people's well-being than wealth. So, yeah, money and having money truly does not determine whether you're going to be happy or not. We talked about, I think, money, I'm not going back, money and happiness a couple of days ago. Does money make us happy? It's up to you to decide, right? I think we're all, no matter where we are, no matter how much money we make, no matter what our circumstances are, we're about as happy as we decide we're going to be. And our economic situations might change. We might get a better job. We might start a business. But if we weren't happy in the first place, money is not going to make us happy. We've seen so many examples of people that have all the money, all the fame, everything they could possibly want, yet they commit suicide. Why? Because happiness comes from within. So I looked up and I found 8 levels of freedom, which I found an interesting categorization of levels of freedom based on how much money you have and your ability to retire, which, everybody doesn't want to retire. I don't really want to ever retire. I want to just keep going until I expire, right? And then I also looked up the 9 steps to financial freedom, because all of us want more financial freedom. So we can be working on these steps a little bit at a time to create everything that we want in our lives, right? With respect to any area and aspect of our life, but with respect to financial freedom in particular, this one is. But I think all of these could be applied to the different areas and aspects of our life as well. So let's talk about the 8 levels first, and then we'll quick run through the 9 steps. And then our action today is going to be, on a scale of 1 to 10, how financially free do you currently feel right now? And I'll share mine at the end. Okay, so what are these 8 levels? I'm going to grab my magnifying glass of financial freedom. Number 1, not living paycheck to paycheck. Number 2, having enough money to exit your job for a while. So to take a sabbatical. Say you want to take a year off and you've got enough money and things saved, and you're in a good enough financial position to be able to do that. Level 3 is you're financially happy and still able to save. So you're making enough money to live and everything, and you're doing what you want, and you're able to save some money as well. This is it written in terms of thinking about your retirement. Level 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't number them, obviously. Freedom of time enough for money enough for a basic retirement. And the next level is enough to actually retire. And the level after that, which would probably be 7, is enough money to have your dream retirement. So to do whatever you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, with whomever you want during your retirement years without having to work for it. And finally, more money than you could ever spend. Now, I think a lot of us want more money than we could ever spend, right? That's my long-term goal. So those are the different levels. And you can just think about, what level am I at right now? Maybe you're not living paycheck to paycheck. Maybe you are still living paycheck to paycheck, because really there's a level before we even get to not living paycheck to paycheck, right? We are living paycheck to paycheck. And that can happen. And the thing about these levels is you can go up and down and back and forth on all of them. I've had situations where I had more money than I could possibly spend, and then all of a sudden lost all those resources and was back to the scrambling to make ends meet, right? So we all have these ebbs and flows in our levels of financial freedom and financial confidence. So what are some steps to financial freedom? 9 of them we're going to share. Number 1, understand where you are right now, right? You'll notice the SOAP framework follows the same format. You got to know where you are, where you want to be, so you can start going from where you are to where you want to be. Number 2, write down your goals. Now, my dad taught my sisters and I this when we were little girls, that if you want something, you need to write it down. You can think about it, you can fantasize about it, you can imagine it, but there's something about the power of creation. When we write things down, it becomes more real for us, right? And when it becomes more real for us, that's when we start to move toward creating it. Number 3, track your spending. See, these could be, know where you are, what's your goal in that area or aspect of your life, track where, your results. 4, pay yourself first. I love this one, and I will admit I'm one of those people that is guilty of not doing this in different phases of my life. I've been super guilty of not doing this. I pay everybody else first and then me. And then there's a psychology with that's I don't deserve to pay myself first. But when we flip that around, it has a really powerful impact on us. Number 5, spend less, right? Spend less money, spend less time doing things that aren't good for you, etc. We can apply it to anything. 6, pay off your debts. Pay back people that you owe favors to, or money, or time, or attention, or etc. This is for money, for debts. 7, always keep your career or your business or your job or your personal development moving forward. Number 8, create additional sources of income. I'm a huge believer in multiple streams of income. COVID's a prime example of why that is so powerful. Although I do know people that had multiple streams of income, and COVID wiped all of their streams of income out. So it's not a sure bet to have multiple streams of income, but it does help to have diverse investments, diverse streams of income, other than just your job or your business, money coming into you. So if something crazy happens like a pandemic, you still have a source of income coming into your life. You don't have to scramble as much. And then finally, 9, invest. And I say invest in yourself. Invest, creating additional sources of income could be considered investing in the stock market, or investing in bonds or mutuals, or NFTs nowadays, or Bitcoin, whatever works for you. But I say the best investment is always in yourself, in your learning, growing, personal development, coaching, things for your business or your career to keep that moving ahead, etc. Just my opinion, but I say invest in yourself first, and then everything else you need to do will fall into place if you take action on the things you invest in, right? So action item today, scale of 1 to 10, how financially free do you currently feel? I would say I'm about a 5 right now on a scale of 1 to 10. I am pretty average, not where I want to be, continually improving in this area and aspect of my life, just like any other. So share your number in the comments below, and I will be with you tomorrow. Any questions, ask. It's Monday. Have an awesome day.